Sillies. It's me, Tamala Clover, and we have another episode of Trailblazers.
My name is Lori Gabriel, and today we are talking about Carrie Fisher. So, Carrie Fisher is a multi-talented actress, best known for her role as Princess Leia in the original Star Wars trilogy. She did reprise her role in Star Wars Awakens, The Last Jedi, which was a posthumous release because she did pass on after that. And she did appear in The Rise of Skywalker, but they used unreleased footage for that role. So she was so powerful of an actress and an iconic figure that they did include her in The Rise of Skywalker. Carrie Fisher did do other films, including Shampoo in 1975, The Blues Brothers, 1980, Hannah and Her Sisters, The Burbs, When Harry Met Sally, Soap Dish, and The Women. She was awarded the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Guest Actress in a Comedy Series for her performance in the NBC sitcom 30 Rock and the Channel 4 series Catastrophe. Fisher wrote several semi-autobiographical novels, including Postcards from the Edge and an autobiographical one-woman play, and its nonfiction book, Wishful Drinking. She wrote the screenplay for the film version of Postcards from the Edge, which garnered her a nomination for the BAFTA Award for Best Adapted Screenplay. Her one-woman stage show of Wishful Drinking received a nomination for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Variety Special. Fisher worked on other writers' projects as well. She was a script doctor. She typed scripts for Hook, Sister Act, The Wedding Singer, and many other films from the Star Wars franchise, which is incredible because not many people know about that part of her life, that she was such a good script doctor, that she was working on these very high-profile projects. Fisher was the daughter of singer Eddie Fisher and actress Debbie Reynolds. She and her mother appeared in the movie documentary Bright Lights, and it's a documentary about their relationship. It premiered in the 2016 Cannes Film Festival. She earned praise for speaking publicly about her experiences with bipolar disorder and drug addiction. In 2023, she posthumously received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. As a student at Beverly Hills High School, she threw herself into reading and writing poetry, some of which she would unveil in the 2016 memoir, The Princess Diarist. Acting, of course, proved impossible to resist. She was quick-witted and self-effacing, and everybody who's seen an interview with her would probably attest to that.
Let's talk about Star Wars, though, because I think that's why a lot of people are here, and it's the gateway drug, if you will, into who Carrie Fisher is for many of us. Princess Leia may now stand as one of film's most seminal heroines, but Fisher didn't expect to land the parts, and it wasn't easy for her. She beat out Sigourney Weaver and Jodie Foster for the part, both of which are phenomenal actresses. Her big break came with the stipulation that she had to lose 10 pounds before filming, which to me is kind of crazy because she just always looked amazing. I can't imagine 10 pounds would make any difference on that. Though she occasionally clashed with director George Lucas, Fisher still managed to put her stamp on the role by embracing the princess's strong-willed personality and refusing to be just another damsel in distress. Fisher helped to create a lasting role model for little girls out of a part that could have been pure fluff. The role grew with Fisher, and she always had an opinion when it came to Leia's development, decrying the return of the Jedi metal bikini, much to the dismay of many fanboys and girls alike. Offering words of wisdom to the Force Awakens female lead Daisy Ridley,
Carrie Fisher was open about her struggle with bipolar. This to the chipping away of the illness's stigma. And there are several quotes that she has about this. She says that, or said, losing your mind, which is what happened, is a terrible thing. But once it's gone, it's fine. It's completely fine because there's no part of you left that knows the rest of it is missing. Powerful and sad, and is knowing that that's what happened to her. It's just, I wish we could rescue the princess again. Fisher let people know that it was okay if their brain chemistries was a bit off, and they didn't feel like they fit in because of it. Dr. Terence Ketter, a professor of psychology at Stanford and chief of their bipolar disorder clinic, has stated that Miss Fisher was an important advocate in terms of decreasing the stigma surrounding bipolar disorder. One of the things she did was medicalize the problem and not see it as a character flaw. And linking it to creativity, but not romanticizing it, helps show that there might be some kind of a silver lining. Carrie Fisher goes on to say, or she had said, I have a chemical imbalance that, in its most extreme state, will lead me to a mental hospital. I used to think I was a drug addict, pure and simple. Just someone who could not stop taking drugs willfully. And I was that. But it turns out that I am severely manic depressive. So, as the doctor said, there was a silver lining. Despite her many hospitalizations and the highs and lows of her disorder, Star Wars actress exuded strength that was inspiring to many. She has stated, I outlasted my problems. I am mentally ill. I can say that. I am not ashamed of it. I survived that. I'm still surviving it, but bring it on. Better me than you. So she was definitely a fighter. Fisher was always accompanied by her loyal service animal, a French bulldog named Carrie. She has stated that they took care of each other. So Carrie was definitely an emotional support dog. And I love that she called him Gary because her name is Carrie, so it's Carrie Fisher. And fun fact, Gary originally belonged to her Carrie's daughter, Billie Lord. So Carrie went and took the dog, and now it became hers. So the actress fiercely defied the notion that people with mental illness can't live full, productive lives, just like anybody else. She also normalized taking medicine. By virtue of simply talking about it, taking medication or the prospect of it can be a source of shame for many. And Fisher said, it's okay. She is quoted as saying, there is treatment and a variety of medications that can alleviate your symptoms. If you're manic, depressive, or depressive, so you can lead a normal life, whatever that is. She's gotten to the point where she can live a normal life, where her daughter can rely on her for predictable behavior, and she has stated that's very important to her. To Julie Fast, a bipolar disorder expert and author who also has the disorder, Fisher's willingness to share both the light and the highs and lows of her life was revolutionary for millions of people. Fast states she changed the world. There was a connection with her because of her openness that I've never seen with anyone else except Patty Duke. They were so human and kind in describing their mistakes. And it helped those of us with bipolar not feel so stupid or worthless or unable to succeed. Fisher said that the key to survival is reaching out for help when you need it and to never, ever feel embarrassed by it. The only lesson for me or anybody is that you need to If you need help, get it. It's not a neat illness. It doesn't go away. I'm just lucky this hasn't happened more. I don't know if there are setbacks or steps forward. I'm not embarrassed, she said. Think of it as an opportunity to be heroic, to be your own Princess Leia. I just put that in. Not I survived living in Mosul during an attack heroic, but emotional survival. An opportunity to be a good example to others who might share our disorder. That's why it's important to find a community, however small, of other bipolar people to share experiences and find comfort in the similarities. Okay. So Carrie Fisher led an exemplary, wonderful life, but she also probably suffered quite a lot. So, even people that are very successful who've made it, they are still human. They still struggle. They still have challenges. Not all of them are known, but she was brave enough to share some of hers with us. The fact that she became such a beloved character and icon for many people, children, adults, and we still remember her as our princess, just shows just the strength of character she has or had. And she was willing to put her life on display like that. I remember when I first watched Star Wars: A New Hope, just being enthralled with her ability to take charge of a scene. She's the one that actually ended up rescuing herself. She took a gun away from Harrison Ford and started shooting at the stormtroopers. She was the one that knew where to go to get out of the ship, to go across the bridge. For a little girl, it was very liberating to know that, this character could take care of herself, and maybe I could too. I feel like not a lot of people really understand the significance of the Princess Leia character. She meant a lot to me, and I know she meant a lot to a lot of other people. Star Wars was one of those movies that really changed my life. It's one of the first inspirations I had to become a filmmaker. It was just so adventurous, so unique, and it had this relatability to it because all these characters were flawed and they all had to work together to solve a problem in space. And as the movies progressed, you find out that her dad is Darth Vader, which that is just an insurmountable challenge to overcome or to deal with or to grapple with. So even in Star Wars, they had very difficult relationships with people. Carrie Fisher in her early life did have a difficult relationship with her mother. I've seen interviews with her where she was just so funny, like I couldn't stop watching her. I didn't even care about the other people on the stage. Like she just had this ability to let everybody into her life. And I'm very grateful that she existed and that she really took on that role of Princess Leia.
I think that's beautiful. And I'm so glad that so many young girls had her as a role model, because during the time that she first was Princess Leia originally, there didn't seem to be too many strong female characters that you could look up to. And hers is, I think, one of the better ones because in a thing where it's almost the lone hero trope, her character focused on bringing people together and empowering them to believe that the impossible is possible. And I feel like that's something that she did in her personal life. And I am, again, so happy that you picked her. I didn't know all the things about her mental health, but to me, that really resonates deeply as somebody who has mental health conditions and who knows what it's like to be untreated with those as well as neurodivergent conditions and to just not have the support or the community. And the kind of lows that that can take you, and also how hard it is to put yourself out there when there's still so much stigma. And she was doing that back when the stigma was even greater. She's definitely somebody who seems to have helped a great deal in lessening that, especially around bipolar, which is there's just some conditions that people don't even want to really tackle, which is unfortunate in the mental health field, because I think Carrie Fisher is right that there is hope for anyone struggling with mental health conditions. There is things that can work. You just have to try things until you find the thing that works for you. And for a lot of people who are marginalized or grew up impoverished, there's a stigma against going to doctors or having medicine. And so having somebody who is a role model say, no, it's okay, go ahead and do this, I think that is really profound. And I would imagine brought a lot of people to the resources they needed to survive that otherwise wouldn't have, sorry, that wouldn't have done that. So I just think she's amazing.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming along on our journey and letting us share our stories about Carrie Fisher. And, she was a human being that had struggles. She did pass away, which is sad and tragic. She actually passed away a day before my birthday.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember that, and it was not a good birthday. I will say that, she still, like she was very much a family person. She and her mother communicated daily, and she really loved her daughter and thought she was an exceptional talent. So, her career wasn't the only thing in her life. And I think that also needs to be shared that she did have, both worlds in her life, which is amazing. So I think at this point, we're going to we welcome comments. We'd love you to subscribe to our channel. Let us know, what you liked about it and what you would like to hear more about. Go ahead and, just stop by and say hi. All right.
I just want to say, as somebody who has overcome the odds for what was assigned to me by circumstance, including mental health, that it really does get better. I think Carrie Fisher demonstrates this, that these things can be managed. I don't want to dismiss how much work it takes and how hard it is, but I'm here, she was here, and you're here.
All right. Awesome sauce. All right.